everyone, Vicky Scatini here, and thank you for coming back to Boss Ladies. I am so beyond excited, and hopefully I will not mess up her name, but Farhana Cannon. She is the founder of iMedia Exposure, and just wait till you hear it, but I think this is an area where we, and I'll include myself in here, think that we can do it. A lot of us entrepreneur and women, we know we can do it all, but there's certain things that we just don't know. So sometimes we do need to reach out for a little help, and let me just have her share with you. Hello, how are you?
Hey Vicki, thank you so much for having me on. I'm super excited to be here and share a little bit about my story with your fans. I'm a global social media and brand expert. I'm the founder of iMedia Exposure. I started iMedia Exposure in 2011 and have had years of marketing experience prior to that. I really started my company because I wanted to help brands attract and convert their perfect clients. I wanted to have them go after their dreams and actually achieve those dreams and live lives that they love by having more clients and growing their business that way. And I found that having an effective brand message online and having effective marketing strategies on social media were really a great way to do that, and a cost-effective way as well.
And this is something that, I'm always been on Facebook, but there's other social media platforms too that I'm just learning as we go. And it is crucial. It is not the easiest thing to do. And there's so many people out there who claim that they can do X, Y, Z, and it's not exactly true. Now, I'm learning this whole new media funnels. Let's talk about funnels. Explain what is a funnel, because everybody talks about it, and I was like, I'm thinking like an actual funnel, and even though it really is looks like an actual funnel, but most people don't understand what it is. So can you explain that to us?
So a marketing funnel is, the intention of it is to convert somebody, and you can create funnels for each one of your core personas. So this is something that is really important for you to add in your marketing plan. And you don't just get to the funnel right away. You're working on your plan. One component is knowing who your tribe is. So knowing exactly who your perfect client is. And maybe it is a partnership or a affiliate person or a press. So we generally say we have 5 personas. You have your first and your second really defined, and that would be exactly your avatar, exactly your person who would normally work with you. And then the third one could be somebody that you solve their problems to, and they would be interested in you, but they're not somebody that's doing business with you every day. And then your fourth and your fifth could be like press or affiliates or influencers, something like that. So now you know who the people are that you want to attract, and then you want to create a funnel and figure out ways to funnel these people into your sales process. And you could have different funnels for each one of these segmentations, or it could be just one funnel depending upon who it is. The first portion, in a funnel, it's like this, and the top part is the wide part, and that's our reach. That's getting brand awareness. And where and how you're going to get your brand awareness. Is it social media? Is it podcast? Is it being on the news? Is it being on TV? Wherever the component is, that's your wide getting brand awareness. Then what's the next step? How are you going to take them through that process to get to your sales page? Is it you're giving them a freebie and they're going to be able to give you their email or a phone number, and then from there you convert them and they go into an email drip campaign where you're cultivating that relationship? Or maybe you invite them to an event to learn more, and then you're building the relationship like that. So it's how you're attracting those people and how you're nurturing those relationships and how you're getting them into the sales funnel. So that's what a funnel is. Getting them into your sales process.
And that's something that at the beginning, how many of you guys out there have ever done like a Facebook ad? And it'll ask you certain criterias, and they have some templates on there, but we need, the more specific you are on your avatar, which if you don't know what an avatar is, this is something I learned too, is the ideal client. Who is it? I had someone literally sat me down and say, who is your ideal client? Is it a man? Is it a woman? Okay. And I'm like, a woman. Is she single? Is she not? How much does she make? How old is she? Where does she live? Like, they got me down to detail. And this is even when I was writing the book. So do you even know who is your perfect client? And sometimes we really have to think. When I was asked these questions, I was like, it's everybody that just, wants to, build their wealth. Well, everybody wants wealth, right? Who is willing to put in the time? So it's really, really important. And then also your product. For each product that you have, you are probably going to have a different funnel for it, right? And it's important to know how to do it. Now, I thought, and I don't know if many of you ladies out there thought, okay, this will be easy to do. It was not easy, because literally, like Farhana said, it is the funnel. And I literally was just advertising everywhere. And now I just learned today that's brand awareness everywhere, but not everybody was converting. So I was spending a lot of my marketing dollars on just brand awareness, and they didn't convert. What happens when you don't convert? You make no money, and you need to eat. Baby needs some new shoes. So it's important to get someone that knows what they're doing in this, because I cannot tell you how much money I spent. And I'm not going to tell you, but it's really, really important. So, and I'm going to go back to funnels, because this is the one part that even for myself, we are still trying to perfect it. What would you say, how long does it take to make a really good funnel? Meaning that if you are advertising, right now you're advertising so much money, but you're doing brand awareness, right? You're not getting to the actual people. But if we do get to, instead of just advertising to everyone, we use that same money, but we advertise to the bottom part of the funnel, which means those are the clickers. Those are the ones that are going to buy. To get to that bottom percentage and get that funnel good, how long do you think it usually, or would it take to do something like that?
So it's relationship building too. It depends what you're actually having somebody would come from your ad campaign and where they're going. So I don't suggest from ad campaigns going to any high ticket items. That people have a misconception, oh, we're going to do an ad on Facebook and we're going to sell $1,000 product or multiple $1,000 products. That's really not how it works, because think about that. If you just met somebody, would you buy multiple $1,000 or even $1,000 from them? It would take that relationship to be built before you would make that decision. So for every business, it's different, and you have to consider what that process looks like. What your price points are, just like you were sharing, each different persona is going to have a different product. And at what point do they make the decision to maybe upsell into another product, or where they're at? So the concept of building your funnel means how you're engaging with them in the front part. And it doesn't always have to be ads too. It could be going to speak at an event, or it could be an affiliate marketing relationship. So it doesn't necessarily have to be ad campaigns, but from that initial place of them getting to know you, to then maybe getting a freebie, maybe having a phone call, learning some more information, everyone's process is different. So if we were selling dresses, we could probably just sell the dresses directly from a Facebook ad, and they would buy the $100 or $200 dress because they liked the dress, and that was it. But there is also some brand awareness in that too. People are a little bit skeptical about being scammed sometimes, and so they will do a little bit of research on if the dress is a legit company, and so they'll go check on other social media platforms, and if everything looks aligned and has the same brand messaging and has like an authentic human behind it, then that's the process too. So sales funnel could be anything, like any amount of time. You have to, for yourself, feel what is the cultivation process? How many touch points do they need of you? How much pieces of information do they need to make the decision? You know, of course, if they're buying a home, they're going to want to meet you and see multiple homes, make sure that they know that it's a huge investment. They want to make sure that they trust you and that you really get them so that you're providing them with the best home. It's not going to be, an email and, oh, by the way, I want to buy this $1 million home.
And that's important, you know, and even in the real estate market, guys, those of you who are in real estate, you know, how many of you guys have done wholesaling? Wholesaling, it's great and dandy, but you have to find your buyer. And if you're going to go find your buyer, it is so important to just not waste time with people that can't close. So funneling to find the actual qualified buyers will save you so much time by doing this. It's really in anything. And the point that you made that I really, really like was that it also depends on your price point. I like that one because yes, what if you are selling $1,000? Would you buy something that's $1,000 when you just see one ad ever? Probably not, right? You're gonna have to see and trust these people over and over again. So that's a great point that I didn't think about before. Did not think about that. And so kind of just analyze and see where you at. Now, the part that I realized, it takes so much time to get that marketing. Not only do you have to know and do these campaigns, but what are you putting out there? What's your content? So, and I'll be as guilty to know that my production team, I owe them so many videos because you're trying to do it all by yourself. Do you guys create content too?
We do create content. We do not right now do any full-scale video production. We do have videographers that we work with in different cities, but in-house we don't do that portion, but we know tons of great ones. We always like to partner with them. And so we have referral sources and we'll use that pieces of content from others. We'll help our clients work with scripts and we'll tell them, hey, we need to do this video because it will work with what we're talking about this week. Or we need to promote this event. So we will give suggestions and scripts for different videos. And we will do styling. So my background is in fashion. So I do styling, and background meaning like 15 years ago. And so I will.
I know what you're thinking. I know it. I know. So I'm looking right at her bio, and it says she has 17 years in-depth marketing experience. What was the first question I asked you?
You're like, really? I thought I was talking to the wrong person. I'm like, nope.
I'm thinking, yeah, 17 years, and you're what? You started when you were 5? Yeah, when she said that, I'm like, okay, so I won't even ask, but yes, she does know her stuff. You look amazing, by the way, amazing.
Thank you.
So it's really, really good. And then can you give us an example of a past client that you may have had that was clueless, you know, and many of us were. I am still learning as I go. And some of it, I'm like, just do it, just fix it. So give us some experience from like number-wise, someone that you worked with in the past. And I know I'm kind of putting you on the spot. You might not have your numbers there.
One of our clients was a restaurant group that have been around for 10 years, and their social media, it looks kind of messy. It didn't really have a story. It was just random things that maybe the bartender was like posting, and there was no strategy around that. When we started working with them, they increased their business by $3,000 a month because more people were seeing the product and they were seeing it in a way where it was enticing them to want to come in.
Wow.
Their partner restaurant, 50% of all of their reservations were coming from interaction on social media.
Wow, 50%? That's huge, guys.
Yep. And then another client who was a consultant, she had not really been super active. She had been in business forever. But once we started doing her social media and getting a consistent message, she was getting probably 5 to 10 leads a week. And she was, I think, averaging maybe $3,000. And this is a coaching client, so averaging $3,000 on that on a month more because of the leads that we were getting from social media. And also too, yeah, like we said, the different price points, they're not going to go in and maybe buy exactly the big ticket item. Maybe it is the smaller ticket items first. So that was another client. A lot of our clients will see the brand have more interaction and engagement because we clean up their message. We do graphic design. We do photography and styling. We'll curate all of that. We do content writing, email campaigns. So we'll do the visual creation of the brand. And they've noticed things get completely changed around and more people are interacting and engaging. And it's so funny when people have had their business for over 10 years and they're like, wow, everyone's noticing and they're saying what a great job, that how it looks so great. And because everything's public, it's like, okay, we're getting all of this messaging out to the public and they're noticing how you had it before and the brand refresh that we did, and we're engaging with them. And I think it's 40% of people stop doing business with people or places, brands, companies, because they feel like that business does not care about them.
Yeah.
And social media is a great place. We engage, and this is the component too. People think they're just going to post things or they're going to do ad campaigns and they're going to get 1 million new followers and so many people are going to buy their product. And yes, ad campaigns, good ones will convert, but you have to be strategic about your price point of what you're trying to get them to convert to. And then fostering those relationships is really important. And social media is supposed to be social. So our team will engage with your perfect avatar on a daily basis, and depending upon how many hours you want, but we have team members that will go out, search hashtags, find the right people and engage with them, as well as do your customer service and interact with people on a daily basis, because people like that. They like that you are interested in them and are concerned. And of course, you're working with your clients all day. You can't do it alone. I can't do it alone. I have a whole team that works with me to help me with my marketing, even though I'm giving them the strategy and telling them what to do. And some people on my team are really great now and they're coming up with ideas on their own, but that took a process to build. And it's overwhelming trying to get everything done yourself. And I don't even try to do that because I'm over that game. I'm over the game of stressing myself out to the point of not actually moving forward because I think I can do it all. And yes, we can do it all, but there's not enough hours in the day to actually do it all. And that's just realistic.
That's so true, because there's so many times that, I mean, myself, I had plateaued. I couldn't get my business anywhere. And I was literally sleeping maybe 2, 3, 4 hours max a day. And something had to give. Where was I going to be able to find more time? And I just couldn't. I mean, there really is 24 hours. So you need to go. And one of the things I did was get virtual assistants. The first time I flopped because I didn't commit to training them. Second time, I did good, really good. And now I have quite a few. And same thing with social media is it's so important to get the right message out and interact. We obviously, if you're watching us right now, you are on social media. So how much time do you spend in a day? And you're just probably doing it for your personal self. So can you imagine if you're interacting with people and you're actually getting your perfect clientele coming and asking you questions? You're going to spend more time on social media. But then something else will drop, because then if you're doing this part, you can't do the other part. So it's important. And like your previous clients that you've had from the get-go, you got the message out there, and this is just at the starting point, they made an extra $3,000. That is a great start to get to pay for your ads, to pay for the work you're doing. It's great, really, really good. The more you get the message out, the more you'll see in returns and benefits. So it's really important area. If you try to do it all, you can, but you're losing sleep, and something else will fall through the cracks. It's just inevitable. And if you lose sleep, then you're not going to be completely aware. So not aware, maybe it's the wrong word I'm trying to use. You're not going to be alert to make the right decisions, and the same task, it's going to take you twice as long. So it's important to, sometimes we have to step back to be able to go forward. Take a few steps back, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Would you
And I
agree?
think people, some people, when they're starting off, they're like, oh, well, I need to make money first, and then I'll have money for marketing. And it's like, okay, well, how are you going to make money if no one knows about what you're selling? And they're like, well, there's a problem. So I always suggest everyone having some money set away, or put, build it up so that you can actually market your products. Because if you think that you're going to just go out there and sell so much when you first get started, it's generally not the case. You have to invest in marketing. When I first started, I had to invest in marketing, and I had to figure it out. I had to figure out how I was going to get that money to do that. Whether it was me speaking at events and traveling to go here, or spending money on ad campaigns, spending money on my website, my marketing materials, all of those things need to happen. And I think that people are like, oh, well, someday I'll do that. And it's like, well, someday will never come. And you'll be really miserable and struggling and like having crying nights because you're not getting the clients, but you're not putting in the marketing. And I think we have all been there when we first started our businesses. And so it's like having that money set aside to just let that stress off yourself, and getting an expert to do that. And I think too, a lot of people that are in my industry, they're like, oh yeah, we'll just do your social media. And I don't do that. I say, let's create your plan first. We're not going to invest in anything on social media until we have a strategic plan with we know exactly who we're trying to talk to. We know what the competitors are doing. We have your content calendar, your engagement strategy, your sales and marketing funnel all set up. Because without those components, you can spend so many hours on social media, but if you don't have your structure, your base, your foundation, as in anything, you're going to let things slip through the cracks. So I always work with people to get that foundation and that plan and that strategy set up first. And then we do the things that you can actually see from a public standing thing on social media. And that's really important too. So if you have your plan, awesome, and you can bring it to an outside marketing agency. But if you have an outside marketing agency saying that they are going to promise you X, Y, and Z without having any plan in place, chances are that that's not going to happen.
It's really, really true. Somebody that's starting out may not have a whole lot of funds. Is that someone that you would be able to work with, keeping in mind that, again, everybody has to budget for advertising. How are you going to get the word out? Even if it's just putting flyers in cars. You need paper. You need to print those paper things out. So all this costs money. The ink costs money. Are you having that printed, whoever the printer is? However you're doing it, there is some cost to the advertising. So someone that's just starting out, would you be able to work with them if they don't have a big budget for it?
I have a bunch of different price points to help people at all stages. I customize my packages to work with the needs and budgets of different clients. I also have a really amazing digital course. It's called Brand Boutique Digital Marketing Online Course, and it takes people through the whole process of creating their plan. So if you can't afford to hire somebody to do that, I have examples. It's step by step, so it takes you through the process in the right way. I have workbooks to go along with each part of that course. I have examples. So it's really, really comprehensive, and that's one option. I also do virtual workshops, so it'll be 2.5 hours. I have some full day ones, but I have a 2.5 hour virtual workshop where we'll go through how to create an engagement strategy, how to figure out who your perfect person is, how to create your content calendar, and how to create your sales and marketing funnel. And in that, it's a little bit of training and a little bit of like actually working through the process. And those are my more affordable, because I really want to help people in general. And if we can do it in a group setting, that makes it easier for me to spend time and help multiple people at the same time too. Because I would like to be a superhero and have as much time in the day as possible, but I haven't figured that out yet.
Yeah, and that's the one thing is I get it too. I want one-on-one, but there's only 24 hours in one day, and you still have to run your business. And with that being said, hold on, what happened here? I think I might have hit the wrong button.
I can see you fine.
Okay. So yes, in a group setting, that's amazing that you have that online, that people can do kind of like self-help and be able to get structured and have a plan of how you're doing that. So whether you're in a minimal budget or you're able to splurge a little bit more, group settings are amazing too, because you do get a lot of information, and then you can see what you can strategize. Obviously, if you can afford the one-on-one, it's handy, but there's a reason those cost more, because you're trying to get a message out. And like with me, I want to help 1 million people. Can you imagine if I was doing one-on-one? It wouldn't happen in my lifetime. So definitely I have to do a group setting. And the more we can help, and then those people go and pay it forward, we're just going to be in a much better place. And I think that's what it's all about, is helping those, and then you pay it forward. So it just kind of have like that domino effect. So it's great tools to have. What if someone is really interested? Because I'm really excited to look into this. How would they be able to get a hold of you, or maybe this group mentoring that you have, or the online digital? How can someone call you or get a hold of you?
I'm offering everyone on this call a complimentary 20-minute strategy session. So take a look at what your online presence looks like, what your top goals are, and maybe figure out the best solution for each person at whatever stage they're at. And so the link for that is bit.ly. So it's bit.ly/your strategy 20, but your strategy 20. So it's your strategy 20. So it's bit.ly/your strategy 20. And then you can set up a call right there on my calendar and pick the time that works best. And we can discuss some of the options that I have there. and what would be best for you. We can take a look at your online presence. I always kind of do a little bit of an overview of that and give you some free tips to make that even better and engage and capture the attention of your audience a little bit more.
Love it. I love it. And then what we'll do is we'll also put it on the description, so then that way you guys will be able to hit the link, because I think it's really important. And, you know, take one day at a time. Take one day at a time and set it up right. You will not be going in that vicious cycle of always trying to figure it out. Once you get this product, you have the funnel, you got the strategy and a proven model, run with it. Now you can go and do what you're good at. Go create something else. Then you start it back up. Create a new funnel for your next mission, product, whatever it is that you're doing. So it's really, really important to understand the online social media. It's huge now, and especially since COVID, how many people are spending more time on social media, right? So call her. I'm going to have all the information and get the link below, so then that way you'll be able to schedule it. Thank you so much, Farhana, for coming on the show. This is a really, really huge topic that many think they can do, yet we don't know, including myself.
Thank you so much for having me. Now more than ever, people are going to be competing at an accelerated pace on the online marketplace, and people have amazing companies and are doing amazing things, but judgments are made by design, by sales experience online nowadays. And you have 0.05 seconds to make a decision, or you have that opportunity of time where people make a decision if they're going to do business with you, depending upon what they see online. So it's a very, very small period of time. And I want to make sure that all of my fellow entrepreneurs are equipped with having the right tools so that they're not getting bypassed just because they don't have a graphic design or marketing or, you know, visual merchandising background.
It's true. It's true. And we all do it. I mean, ourselves personally. You just got the wrong impression from the get-go, and from now on, you're just going to keep bypassing those messages. So might as well learn and do it right from the get-go. Again, thank you so much for being on the show. I know we're running out of time, and I'll have all the link below. Ladies, go and schedule yourself an appointment. Let's get it done. Do it. Bye.
All right, thank you.